Imagine this. A man spends years building his career, becoming independent and developing confidence. But one day, a woman enters his life and everything changes. Not in a dramatic, filmy way, but in subtle psychological shifts. So the big question is, what does a man do? Subconsciously when he's truly in love? Let's dive deeper into what really happens inside a man's mind when he falls in love, starting with something Carl Jung called the anima. So here's something deep that Carl Jung believed. He said every man has something inside called the anima. It's like the hidden feminine part of his mind. Now, don't get it twisted, it has nothing to do with being girly or weak, it's more about balance. When a guy falls truly in love, this anima kind of wakes up, and suddenly he starts seeing women differently, not just someone to chase or impress, but someone who reflects who he is deep inside. He gets more emotional, more thoughtful. He might start journaling, writing poems, playing old love songs on repeat, or even thinking about things from his childhood. But that's just the start. Real love doesn't just touch a man's emotions, it changes his decisions. When a guy really falls in love, something changes, and he might not even notice it at first. His priorities start shifting. Stuff that used to matter a lot suddenly doesn't feel that important anymore. Carl Jung explained this by saying a man's unconscious mind starts working when he's in love. It pushes him to face his shadow, basically the side of him he usually hides, like his fears, insecurities, or unhealthy habits. And when that happens, big changes follow. A guy who used to chase money and power might start choosing peace, stability, and health instead. He might give up smoking or drinking, he could start planning for a better future, not just living in the moment. Why does this happen? Because love makes him think beyond himself. It's no longer just about me, it becomes about us. But what about his behavior? Can you see love in his actions? Actually, yes, and here's how. Carl Jung believed that when a man is truly in love, he grows emotionally. That means he wants to protect the person he loves, but not control her life. He wants her to feel safe, happy, and supported, but he still respects her space. He won't tell her what to wear, who to talk to, or check her phone every 2 minutes. That's not love, that's control. If she's walking home late, he'll stay on the phone until she gets inside safely or ask her to text when she's back. But he won't question where she went or why she was out. He'll support her career, her goals, her freedom, even if it's not about him. Even if it's tough for his ego sometimes, that's because he loves her as she is, not as someone he wants to fix or own. But Jung went even deeper. He believed true love can lead to spiritual growth. Let's unpack that. Carl Jung had this big idea called individuation. It basically means becoming your true self, not the version society expects, but who you really are deep inside. And guess what? Jung believed that love is one of the strongest things that can trigger this change, especially in men. When a man falls deeply in love, he starts asking big questions. Who am I really? What do I actually want from life? How can I be a better person, not just for her, but for myself too? That's the magic of real love. It doesn't just make you feel good, it pushes you to grow. You might see guys in love suddenly getting serious about life. They start therapy, clean up their money problems, reconnect with family, or finally chase that dream they gave up on. It's not about being perfect, it's about trying. So how do you know if a man's love is real or if he's just infatuated? Here's the biggest sign. Carl Jung explained that the ego loves chasing highs. That's why people get addicted to passion, drama, and obsession. But that's not love, that's just a temporary rush. When a guy is truly in love, it's not about how intense he is at the beginning, it's about how consistent he stays over time. He listens when you're tired, he remembers the small things you care about, he supports you quietly even when life gets boring or tough. He's still there on your bad days, not just the fun ones. If a guy gets distant the moment things get real, maybe you argue or face problems, that's a sign it wasn't love. If you found this interesting, let me know in the comments and tell me which part felt most real to you.